Alright, boys, let's go. How's it going? Welcome to the late stream. Maybe you misclick and went live without knowing. That is actually not possible. Because I have to press two things to do that. Anyway. How are you guys? Hello YouTube as well. Okay, I think we have some earth spiking to do. Holy. You have to Sorc today on Grimoire. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, the Stormclaw stuff. Yikes. Did I ever save this properly? Move execution, okay, override. Yeah, I'm kind of sad about the Stormclaw, I gotta say. Okay, I guess this is Shroud, Paingorger, Starless, Shard. Okay. Okay. And you have 22 points. That's some pretty sick gear. I have to masterwork that thing. I'm not in the mood, but okay. Let's put the stuff back here somewhere. I think I might just chance this stuff right. Werewolf attack speed. I think I'm not gonna do more Stormclaw Man. This was kind of sad. All the basic skills. Life armor. Will, Earth Spike. Bulwark, Barrier. Yeah, well. I have a Death Mask. I think I actually do. I have this one here, 3GA. Almost perfect affix. How do you like? Druid has so much life on Paragon. Yeah, Druid in general is just fucking tanky. How much? I mean, it's a pretty good helm, but it's just been sitting here for a while. I know. 250. Thank you, Kensho, for the 90 months, by the way. I appreciate that. Okay, how's my res? I'm missing 15 res. Are you gonna get any res? No. 50B. No, I asked for 250 million. Question is, are we sure that you're gonna take it? Find out in the next episode. Okay, so if I do this, we are missing 1.3 res. Alright. That's fine. If I master this thing up, we're gonna be right there. Gonna try to hit like a double on a life and then hit a triple life, all the stats. Yeah. I'll take that. But I'm playing after done this season. I'll play some PoE and PoE 2 mostly. And last Epoch. He is actually on hardcore. Action unavailable, what? That's a damn good flurry helm. So I was looking for a sentence rotor. Do I still have one? Or did I do all of them? When do you want to stream? Yeah. I don't even need all that gold anymore at this point, to be honest, but if it makes you happy, enjoy the helm. It does make me happy. Good luck with the flurry. Yeah, I decided I'm not going to do flurry now, and, you know, depending on how it looks next season. If anything, I would expect another buff for flurry, and I definitely want to play some flurry then, but I want to not make a new rogue now and play flurry necessarily. Okay, I think I might have the Druid here. Hi Michael, I'm not messaging you. You're getting messaged by a scammer most likely. Can you have the build planner for Stormclaw? Don't I have it in the YouTube description? I usually have the planners there. But I see it's not actually, so wait. We do have an Ascendance. Wait, that's the wrong class. Where did I put a Stormclaw? You can always find him here as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's also a question from YouTube and I didn't have it there. Alright, time to masterwork that thing. I guess most likely we just want to hit the attack speed as much as possible. But I don't mind the skill ranks. Okay. Reset that thing. Gonna try to hit a yellow on the earth spikes, maybe. Yeah, I think maybe before I try too hard, I wanna see how I like the build. I'm gonna try to hit at least 1 and go to 8. No one has these items. These are just like random legendary items. You know, these are randomly generated items with random names. Okay, here I can't hit the Earth Spikes a single time. Actually insane. I'm not even sure if like the Earthquake cast twice is that important, since you have Pain Gorgers. And I think a good portion of the damage will be the Pain Gorgers, which is not getting improved by this Earthquake cast twice. Dude, it's actually insane what's going on here. Okay. I think I'm also gonna try to hit the attack speed. Then we start hitting core. The thing is, like, which of my builds will actually run this? Hydra. And Hydra wants core. Rake. And Rake doesn't want core. So it's kind of a tough choice here. But honestly, Hydra, I mean, I'm okay with just like being slightly weaker and having scuffed attack speed, I guess. Or scuffed core skill ranks, I mean. Okay, that's not bad. Yo. I guess. We have a full party for a sentence tribute. Okay. Quick mythic grab, guys. We're trying to make Landstorm Druid. I can't see the hit over 30 million. With that, you're not gonna go very far. That seems boring, so you're trying hardcore now. Good idea. We're starting our event tomorrow, guys. Hardcore SSF event. Just for the lulz, but it's gonna be fun. Exclamation mark event. And for the YouTube guys, I have a thing in the description. Where's my tribute? Okay. I need to change my keybinds again real quick. Okay. Event is starting tomorrow until next week, Sunday. So it's 9 days. It has some restrictions, basically. So you are not allowed to spend more than 128 Paragon points. You're not allowed to masterwork more than 8. You're not allowed to use more than 1 unique and 1 mythic. And a few other little things. And the goal is to go as high as you can in the pit. And to take down the lab bosses and Lilith on as high difficulty as you can. And you're gonna count the points. There's also like a few other objectives. Yeah, like for people that have played hardcore before, you can't use spirits items, of course. So you're supposed to make like an empty tab and get new items and stuff. And you can't like do like a full fresh start. And so we decided, okay, we try to make the rules kind of in a way where people can't really gain a huge advantage just because they have stuff. So, you know, obviously someone can always like cheat and like, you know, use other items or trade or whatever, but obviously the idea is that they don't, so. And so we don't have like any prizes attached or something. Yeah, so the points are 1 point per pit tier you've cleared, and 1 point per boss per difficulty. So you can get 4 total for, you know, Washan, Greek War, Lilith, and so on. And non-streamers can earn an extra point, or multiple. If you find a streamer out in the world, you can trade them and they have to give you 1 gold. And you can screenshot that and get an extra point. I got nothing here. And the streamers also have a random class. We're gonna spin the wheel tomorrow before we start. It's gonna be fun. Okay, I guess I'll start. Yeah, I mean, you can play whatever you want. But for the streamers, we decided we spin the wheel. I realize we haven't really talked about like the exact like winner categories or something, but we're probably gonna, you know, just crown the winners at the end. Like with the highest points, maybe per class or something. You know, Barb winner, Druid winner, and so on. And then an overall winner, and then rip clips, of course. It's gonna be good. So it's just for fun, so. Default boss is gonna be possible. Yes. Need 3 Lilith Kish to at least 30 points for glory. Holy. Yeah, basically the thinking was we're just gonna make all the bosses worth 1 point per difficulty. Because in the end, you know, when it comes to like pushing the pit, you know, you like sure you're gonna get like, you know, I don't know, boom, 80 points on the pit or so, but everyone's gonna have those, right? And then in order to like distinguish yourself and, you know, kind of like get further than the others, you also have to take down all the bosses basically. And so even just a 1 point per difficulty per boss actually, you know, makes a difference in the end. Because you're just gonna cap out in the pit at some point anyway. So this is why, you know, it's like a good enough distinction basically, I think. But yeah, Lilith is obviously the hardest. Okay, 2 times nothing, guys. Unlucky. How do some newbies get Spark from Lilith in hardcore? You can do it on T1. I mean, Lilith on T1 is, you know, easy peasy, so. Dude, no one is getting a mythic. We've done 2 full runs, no one has gotten one. What? What holds back being able to make the land storm build? I guess he means Storm Slide, right? From Season 5. Well, the answer is they fixed the bug. And so the build vanished. That's why it doesn't work. It was just, the entire build was just a bug. Cheat, buy mods, farm all day for gear, I guess no XP. Wish they added SSF mode. I mean, we're not like forcing people to have low Paragon. It's just like, okay, you can't spend more than, I think it's at 128 points. So basically, if you have Renown, 100 Paragon, you know, so we just kept it like very low. So we ensure that people don't really have to like giga grind and stuff. And okay, I mean, obviously you can grind it out like all 9 days and, you know, try to farm like multi-GA items or something, but okay, if you really want to do that, then go do it, I guess, right? We just want to make sure that people can kind of reach a certain like plateau of progression pretty easily and actually just, you know, try the pushing and try the bosses and stuff. Oh, Voidcaster Lewis, hello. Hope you enjoyed it. Should have made the contest 750 items only, less cheating. Yeah, I don't really expect people to cheat very much, you know. And again, it's already scuffed because, you know, people have gold and materials and whatever, and okay, we could like do something like, okay, we asked everyone who has played hardcore before to, I don't know, provide proof of their, you know, how much mats they have and whatever. And then, you know, try to, you know, make sure that they have like more gold and more mats at the end of the event or something, but it starts getting a bit too try hard with the moderation, I guess. And it doesn't really matter, so... Sure, you know, I have 100k up the side and like 500k of all the mats, right? I can do whatever I want with my items. But obviously I'm not going to, you know, I'm just gonna try to keep it kind of low. Yeah, aspects as well, you know, some people have aspects in their codex, some people don't. So it's like, it's just like all a bit scuffed, but it is what it is. Why is my leave dungeon button not working? We have the bug, I think. Team is disbanding. $750 can all get max aspect. You can't choose to imprint a lower version of an aspect. So not really, Nikon. Yeah, it's gonna salvage the Shadow Wow, I guess. 750, no imprints. I mean, we already have a lot of restrictions for this event. I definitely want to do a Living of the Land challenge or something again. I've done something like that, which is really fun. Just drops, you know, no imprinting and whatever. And yeah, something like that is also really cool. But I guess we're gonna do this another time. Sorry, Epoch, the glasses are in trouble right now. Fuck, I need to disable that thing. I'm gonna return the points though. This is my hardcore character, this is my hardcore character. Well, one of many. There are no other characters. You waited 5 years. Oh no. Yeah, it broke like the other day. Sorry. Yeah. I tried to fix it, but I just need to get another one. I mean, the thing is like, you know, a very cheap plastic thing. So it was bound to happen at some point, I guess. Need a challenge like this for season start. Yeah, but on the other hand, you know, on the season start is also, you know, do you, like, how many people will really, like, do something like a weird hardcore SSF, you know, like, challenge like this, right? So, people want to actually play the season and, you know, play the game, like, completely, right? And see the new stuff and try new builds and whatever. So... Thank you, Epoch. I mean, in like the, let's say, sleeper seasons, when like nothing is really changing and stuff, I guess, you know, it's okay to do something like that, even for like a season start. But yeah, for example, this season we had like a lot of changes, right? So I doubt that a lot of people would really do some memes, let's say. That's why I do challenge next T3 season. Let's go. Okay, I got 1 out of 4 F. So I'm going to play Druid. I do expect Druid to be very popular in that challenge. But for the streamers, we're gonna spin the wheel. Yeah. We got to spin the wheel here. If you also wanna pick. So you're gonna do that tomorrow?
That's the spirit. Give it a go.
Okay, I think back to the Druid now. Oh, legendary rune, an Ohm. It's actually a good rune to get. Except the real has Barb in all slots or Necro. Yeah, I'm kind of okay getting anything but Necro, I think. Like, I haven't played Necro this season, and I don't really want to deal with any of the builds. Okay, so what's the situation here? This looks fine. Okay. Do we do quick shift? We do. And for that, I guess we need to put claw on the bar. We do this. Get the ravens there. Do I care about these ravens? I'm not sure what is the runes I'm supposed to run here. I guess we go the wolves. Where's my planner? Mago and Xan. And here's this and okay. And Seer and Q. Ah, wait a minute, I didn't update this. And we have Wild Heart Hunger. Okay, so we need Seer Q, we can't get around that. And then I guess it's Wolves and no Xan. Which means I probably don't want to do this glyph here. Orphan Sky, Headhunter, Keeper, Spirit. I mean, you can just throw in an Undaunted and be tankier, I suppose. That's about it. Or the Werebear. It's basically the same, but Undaunted just leveled. Here we have 50% extra damage after overpowering, but you don't really overpower much. Or every 10 seconds, your next non-defensive skill will overpower. This is for 5 seconds. And we have this. Okay, I mean it's every 6 casts. So I do overpower pretty regularly. I think it's gonna do this anyway. It's fine. Got attack speed there. Does it show in town? 93, and looks like it. It does. So it's a 62, 63, 83. I'm actually gonna hit 100% attack speed here, and then we have basic attack speed 48. And I think I have too much attack speed for this actually, right? Basic attack speed. This is also cap 2, I think. Okay. How about a Neo and C? 25k auto side, kaboom. Okay, do that. Adaptability, seismic shift, rabbit bear, moonrise. I think I got better one.
Good nor evil. How may I help you?
Okay, didn't get anything there. We got hectic. We have all this attack speed here, that is like completely pointless, right? We have way too much. Because... Wait, I need to check this now. Is this cap 1 or cap 2? Actually, I realized I think I might have had too much attack speed on Stormclaw as well, because I was also using Bestial Rampage and Wild Heart, so that alone should basically just give you cap 2 completely, almost. So I think I actually had a bit too much down the Stormclaw. Yeah, Bestial Rampage is 30, and this becomes 80. Let me check the Stormclaw planner real quick. $20 attack speed, 20, yeah, this is overkill, actually. Because this puts you to 100% up by itself. Then we can actually put a bit of more damage here. And it could be Gizzy Rage Duration or something. Let's get 1 attack speed. Moonrise, swooping. Okay, what's on damage here? Damage while fortified. A storm crit. Do we care about that? It does help actually. Because both are storm skills, right? Okay. So we're like Giga Overcut on attack speed here.
See some steel you need.
On cap 2 at least. I think hitting the willpower is fine. How's my crit? Okay, how do you fix that? We have 8. I think we probably have to do either this or the gem. And here we have the crit and movement. How's my movement? Yeah, I kind of want to get a crit and movement anyway, I suppose. Okay, so we do that. So we only need 85. We need like 77, 69 or something like that on the sheet. Okay, so we should be fine. Nice. Nice. Okay. I have so many of these idle from below. So many, holy shit. Ah, here's the crit thing, so we do that. Then I have idle and I have the thing there. And I think that probably makes sense. What do we do here? Disintegrate. Do the resources. Do we care about the barrier thing? Maybe. It's free barrier, I guess. Could also get a lot of attack speed down. What do you need for this thing? Power. Maybe we could just do the attack, the movement speed there. We had 123. You don't have great movement speed there. So I think it's actually movement speed angle. I also have Shred there, which I don't think we care about. Like, we're not really supposed to have this point, I think. Let's just do this. I can take the point. Also don't have the Wolfies. Do I care about the Wolfies? I don't really think so. This is an advantage spot. I don't have that ability. We actually have decent amount of resources here. Because you got plus 31 there. Question is, do we want to run starter skies? It's a lot of stats. It's 50% buff and a lot of stats. So I think we do. We don't really care about the resource temper. It has more crit in it with the temper combined, has more attack speed. Yeah, it's pretty good. But we leave. Okay, I guess I could do no Moonrise. Since we have the attack speed anyway. How does this plan have so little attack speed? Shit, do I have vulnerable effect? I don't think I have vulnerable right now. Hmm. I think no Moonrise is actually the answer. Question is, do we do adaptability on the neck? We have that here. We have 150 maximum spirit. So it's 135% buff, and Raven Bear is 120 buff, right? So this is actually better. Okay, I need Raven Bear, we need Seismic Shift, we need this. So it is what it is. Okay. I could also get a crit here, or attack speed there. One of the two. I get 11k life. But yeah, Vasili's Prayer. And that is some big life and big DR. Mostly DR. But you definitely don't need that armor. Gonna try to hit the will or the defensive posture for the most part. Okay. I think you have to roll this thing here. Need one. Or do we? We have wolves. Okay. Good thing I remembered. I think we're fine actually. So 84 crit. We get plus 8, so it's like 92. Maybe like 99 crit or something. 1 greasy rage duration. So how come that this has less crit here? We have crit there. GA, we have cooldown. I don't really care about cooldown here actually. Let's do this. Let's do this. I wonder how strong it would be to just go user and strength and go like, I don't know, Ahu, Quacks or something. That could be pretty good too actually. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Okay, 16k life. Got 8 ranks in heightened sensors, 11 ranks in defensive posture. This is 33 DR, 24 DR, plus 16% life, 16 DR. Seems balanced. Alright, 20 DR. Okay. Here's a DR cluster for everything. That's poison. And this is basically everything as well. Yeah, very balanced. Okay. I don't know what to go for, guys. All my gloves are 100. Okay. I'm just gonna load up a 70 and see what happens. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Hi, Wheeler, by the way. Yes, Spiritborn has 30 core now. Do you think the old overpower build could work in Season 9? Nah, you don't play overpower on Spiritborn really anymore. We're talking about like... I gotta have my numbers on. Yo, there's actually one-shotting stuff, yeah. Holy, let's go. I don't remember what I was doing on PTR with this, but I was already kind of decent on PTR, but I think I remember doing something like 85 in like 6 minutes or something. That would probably be like a 90 now. Now we have double the amount of Earth Spikes, and we have some Pain Gorges going on. And we have Overpower nerfs, and we have all of the aspect buffs. Okay, this is easy peasy at least. What has me how excited was I on a scale of 1 to 10 for the presentation? Let's say 8.5. It was pretty good. complement each other so well, noobs GP. It feels a bit weird. You can like not really stutter step with this. Yeah, if I try to stutter step attack, I just don't move, man. Because the attack speed is so high. Like usually you kind of like, you know, you scroll the wheel and then stutter step forward or something, but this doesn't do it. Because it has like this really short animation. It's strange. I'm gonna try to play with WSD actually for this build. This might actually be legit. Okay, we're just blasting. Okay. Wait, are we missing a node? We are. No, wait, that's earth damage. I'm pretty sure this usually ends up at like 57 or at 58, no? Earth damage, crowd control. Do they have those? Hmm. Maybe not. Obols are full. Yeah, I think we don't run these companions here, by the way. Can do something like this. This is a pretty minor thing. We have this. We could do this slow. Bulwark makes you unstoppable. We don't need any of that. We don't need this. I can't do Blood Howl. I guess we just throw the Venom points in there. So I have way too much risk. Let's put this here too. I get like 5% more DR for non-fizz. I mean, doesn't hurt. Dude, Druid is so fucking tanky. Actually, nuts.
There's something special. Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer?
Didn't have to see in a planner. But I have 5 out of 5 to build thing raw. I mean, there's also something I can do so I can cast it a bit more often. Maybe better than the Cyclone armor, to be honest. But somehow we're missing 1 point here. I have 1 point on something. And you're also missing this. Hmm. Still missing one. Maybe I'll find it. I'm not sure where the last point is. Anyway, 75. Let's see how that goes. Speed engines worth running? No, they are terrible. Speed engines are an actual joke. Like for leveling, okay, maybe I should try that, but it's kind of crazy, even without like the like vulnerable buff and everything. I have like some pretty serious DPS here. If no pain gorges up. I wonder how much a pain gorges actually adds. I mean, if I actually double hit, let's say I hit a target with 2 earth spikes, right? And then one of them will be replicated roughly. So it's basically 3 hits, and one of them will get a pain gorges. If pain gorges works with everything, that's still a pretty significant upgrade. But then sometimes you also hit more than with 2, we hit probably with 4 spikes, and then we have the double hits. So it's realistically something like either 3 or 6 hits on average. And at 6, I guess the pain gorges are not doing that much anymore, but they have good stats. The stun is also kind of useful actually on them. Is there a build I really shouldn't miss this season? Yeah, Pinshot Rogue. I mean, there's not a huge risk of a nerf. It's not really crazy powerful compared to the top builds, but it's very good and very fun and very special right now. What's my wolf doing there in the wall? Can we actually do 2 minute runs on this? Lack of teleport is definitely hurting. Can I get teleport in here? 44, certainly. I guess I have to make like another ring in T4, put a vulnerable thing on it. No wolves, and it means basically no pain gorges. But the wolves are kind of too slow to really apply this to everything. What's the best Spiritborn build for pit speed farming? Evade. It's like one of the best XP builds, basically. Any notable undocumented changes this patch? I mean, they did a bunch of stuff that were kind of vague in the patch notes, like the buffs to XP dungeons and stuff, and the legions. Legions are very good, XP dungeons are shit. Material Reserve, I have no idea actually, I haven't tried it yet, but I have a sigil, we can try it. I think that was an old question, alright, and about the Boulder Druid earlier. Maxroll guide is older than other builds, I'm wondering if there's room for improvement. And Boulder is like a relatively figured out build, I think. So if there was no update needed, there's no update needed. All you see is rocks and health bars. Yeah, I do have to say the visibility is low, for sure. Like, that's the thing with some of these skill animations, right? Like, Earth Spike by itself is fine. Even if I attack very fast, that's fine. But then you just somehow times 2 it, and then you times 20 it. With those lines, right? And suddenly it's not fine, I feel. So there's definitely a lot of clutter here. And I think in these kind of cases, they kind of need to like find a system to like, you know, remove the clutter a little bit. Like, look at all these rocks, right? That like fly up, I don't know. Spells like that feel fun. Yeah, I guess there's like also a fun component involved there, even if it's kind of a downside. It is pretty unique and, you know, feels good. I mean, this is like easy peasy, yeah. I'm gonna go up a bit. Clutter, people buy NTX for this. People also buy NTX in PoE so that they have less animations. I'm gonna try an 80. Right here proc because I spawned in with the exploding kek going off. Very cool. Sadie is still really chill. It's just you can't really go super fast with this build, but it's actually really strong. Like, you just melt for everything. I'm not sure what Boiler has done with this, but I think it's like somewhere close to 110 or so. What build I have the most fun with? Pen Shot so far. Pen Shot was nice. Clutter's worse in snowy areas. I have to try that. Are there like snowy pit maps? No, right? Actually, there's like this ice cave. Yo, Chronics. Just doing a quick kind of final build testing. Are you ready? I need to press my debilitating roar more often. I have hectic on my pants. Can actually cast it almost all the time. Give a general understanding of what build to play for every class. Okay, Corax is really ready for this. I haven't really checked out anything. I guess I'll just YOLO when it happens. But hey, it gives me a reason to like log in again, which is good. I feel like I've already done so much now in the season, so many builds and stuff. Interesting, I just got 2 stacks of quick shift at once. Because I did left click, wolf, right click, bear, left click, wolf, right click, bear, left click, wolf. And then my seer rune proc that proc bulwark after 5 hits, and it basically counted as going into a human form. But for some reason it gave me another quick shift stack, so I actually don't understand why that. I guess what happens is that seer procs before the claw. But even that makes no sense, because I would just revert back to human form. Wait, what? How does it work? Seems odd. We played D4 so much, next season need to take next one off. Sounds like a bad idea. We need to balance the boons enough that we will actually take Soulspire boons. I'd be very surprised if Soulspires still exist, honestly. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be deleted, or at least like majorly revamped. Like, they're like just universally hated, no? World Boss Boon. Suddenly Ashava appears. I mean, that's actually what happens in the campaign, right? So... that'll be funny. You can last 5 seconds and get more adder per monster kill to make the moon that makes it last longer actually worthwhile. Oh, it's actually a pretty good idea, I think. It's like, okay, you can ignore it and it will just go. Or you go in and, you know, try to play well. Get as much done as you can. It's a pretty good suggestion, actually. Stormclaw when? I did it yesterday and before the patch. But, yeah, I was kind of excited about Stormclaw, but the patch made it worse now. And I kind of don't want to play it more now. I already salvaged like a few of the items. That was a very unfun experience there. I shred. Yeah, I've done that like a season or two ago, I think. I didn't like it very much. As long as they don't fix Agile Wolf, I just refuse to play Shred, honestly. Like, as long as that fucking bug exists, no way, dude. That's so annoying. Why the patch made it worse? Because the new crone stuff does not work with pain gougers. The old one did. So yeah, even though they buffed the stuff, the build is weaker, and it's noticeably weaker. And I do like, I don't know, half of my damage maybe, or something like that. And meanwhile, I just expected to have like some kind of like, I don't know, 20-30% buff. Plus even more on a single target. That would have felt really good actually. It was pretty decent before patch. But now it's effectively just like really nerfed and yeah. Okay, 3 minutes here on A3. Yes, I think this is a small boss and I actually don't hit him very much. So he took longer. He's a triple staff. With damage and damage over time. And there's like no build I would ever run something like that, right? There's no dot builds on Druid. So this actually rip. I'm wondering whether like a hit poison damage tempo on the weapon triggers economic advantage on rogue. Yes. I mean you can, I'm not sure if it shows on the buff bar, but you can definitely see it in your stats go up. Why does the Maxroll guide recommend poison upgrade on smoke? Which Maxroll guide? There's plenty. I mean, if you have the poison temper, then you don't need the poison smoke. But there is the other thing, which is the damage reduction from debilitating toxins, so this might be why. Like the elemental surge is just an instant hit. It does trigger alchemical advantage and give you the buff, but it doesn't give you the damage reduction on the target. Rabies. Oh yeah, true. I totally forgot about that insane rabies build, Necron. Too bad the staff is salvaged. Have we tried pushing with Heartseeker? Some very light pushing or so. But I didn't like really max it out. But yeah, I went all the way to like, I don't know, mid 80s or so, no problem. Really, like, even like pretty fast runs. I think I had like 4 or 5 minutes and in like the 80s. Welcome. Just need to find out one bug like Sorc. Yeah, I'm usually not really a big bug hunter, you know. I usually like to play the builds that are actually working as intended. All the things they're reading about before makes it sound like they broke it. I'm not sure what they're reading, but the season is actually pretty good. I'm having a ton of fun this season. In fact, tomorrow we're gonna start our event. Hardcore SSF community event. So that's gonna give me something to do for next days as well. It's gonna be fun. Another Spirit Call of Frost. This time he dies much faster. So I think I actually have overlap here right now. And previously I didn't, I think. No Venar. Thank you for the farmers. There's community event tomorrow. Yeah, we created one. You can find some info in the YouTube description. But yeah, it was Chronix's idea, and then we started discussing it. And then we recruited a few streamers. And, well, we start blasting. It's gonna be fun. Hi, Oxide. What is a pink circle? What is a pink circle? This is one of the season powers. Yeah. I'm doing good, yeah, Oxide, and you? Cool. Is there a better way to apply the pain gorges? Because maybe I don't need the wolf that badly. We can go quacks. If I go quacks, I have a lot of damage. I can probably trigger it pretty reliably as well with Ahu. Actually, I should try Ahu plus the wolves. Might just give me more wolves and more coverage, actually. This is called Earth Spike Druid. Yeah, true, we have the rabies as well. But it's like not as fast as I would like it to be. But maybe you can get away without the wolves entirely. I'm gonna try Ahu Quacks and no wolves and just see what happens. But I don't have one, fuck. So I have to do the one roll then. But just for science, we can do like a run and see. So it feels like noticeably better. Wonder if I actually gonna have resource issues, but I can take this. Basically, generate. It's gonna be 60% more resource. It's a lot. So like landslide for a second. And landslide can also look kinda crazy. So technically we have the 100% attack speed there, but we can do maybe with advantage and produce some life. Okay. I'm gonna try the Ahu Quacks combo and see how that is. Holy stagger damage. Yeah, there's quite some stagger here because this is only against staggered, that's 20%. And here's another 20% as well. Maybe there's some other stuff. Have I tried Boulder? Not this season, but I played a lot last season. Boulder is nice.
Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer? Hello? Not a shame that. Hello, shite. All finished, are you? See some steel you need?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw in Ahu Quacks and see how it feels. And if that feels bad, we're gonna try to put Abundance. We have some extra points, we can take out 3 there. Oh shit, I just realized we don't trigger Quacks. Uh-oh. Oops. Yeah, I don't have anything to actually trigger it. I guess the Military Roar? No, not even that. Wait a minute. Wait, does the Trample trigger it? No, that's also... Wait, is that a Wrath skill? Trample is a Wrath skill, right? Okay, so Trample can do it. I don't really want to press it. Okay, so this is pointless. Is there anything else I can do? None of these. I guess you can do like a Pulverize on the bar or some shit. Can do that. Yeah, Heartseeker was really fun. I think the OP rune. Yeah, I had Sun in my setup originally. We do have some overpower synergies here, but actually not that much. It's not Pulverize. Pulverize has like a lot of overpower synergies. But we don't have user and strength here. We don't have the Pulverize stuff. So do we actually have, wait, do we actually have overpower stuff? Just Dominate, I guess. But we already triggered a secondary reliably enough, because it lasts 5 seconds. And legendary is only for overpower, and then primary is only for overpower. Yeah, we can do Ahuk Sun, I guess. Yeah, I think that makes sense to go Ahuk Sun. You don't have to worry about the resources. We do get all powers. I'll try that. Yeah, Quaxi can only be the trigger if you put Pulverize on the bar, but then you have to press Pulverize like every second. Which means I'm gonna lose like, I don't know, a quarter of my attacks. Because I have to press Pulverize all the time. To trigger the Quaxi rune. That's also kinda scuffed. So like some kind of debuffing. 3% reduced damage. Nah. Right. We don't actually have that ability. We kinda need this, we need this, and then it's only this, and we also need it. Okay, so we have no Moonrise and no other ability. What do I have in the planner? Well, boss in 10. Is Pulverize better? Pulverize is, well, basically best build next to Hydra. Outside of the Bug Spiritborn stuff. Pulverize is pretty insane. The lack of vulnerable is kind of a problem here. I miss a 1.2 and then another 1.16. So it's like over 40% buff I'm missing. And Pulver is bugged as well. To fix that bug, it's gonna be like number 1 build basically. Yeah, that was slow now. Okay, what do we have here? Adaptability, Seismic, Rabbit. So no rampaging werebeast. I mean, rampaging werebeast is ×2. It's pretty big. And also increases the duration, which is nice. So it's like a ×1.5 and good stats. And Rabbit Bear, no, adaptability. Okay, I have to check like what is the multipliers here and how much damage is this. Let's see. So it's something like that.
Hello.
So it's like quite clearly a lot more damage here actually. Now the crit, this is like 17 crit, 21, and then attack speed is less. So you have to do that, but that's okay. Can still get 100 and cap out both caps. So we can put like a normal ring. We also have to put like a res roll, I guess. Yeah, resistance is there. So I guess this has to be just a res roll to make up for the Starless ring. But still looks like roughly 30% more. Does it check out? We do lose 30% life. Again, roughly 30% DPS. And a bit more Grizzly Rage cooldown, doesn't really matter. And the crit chance is 69. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And the crit chance is a slight issue. Oh, they have so much crit here. If I take this off. Do I have the right gems? That's still fine anyway. I think we don't really need Grizzly Rage duration on this build. It's fine. Let me try a normal ring. Because it's adaptability, but how much resource is this? 158 here. This has 150. In fact, we don't want this. We probably want this. Any maximum spirit? Okay, so you want this 1 point down.
See some steel you need?
If I have a second ring, it's gonna be easier to introduce the attacks, make stuff vulnerable. Because you only have vulnerable uptime, like good enough. COQ, we keep that. Neo and Seer. We have Ahu and Quax. So we can do Ahu and Xan. Let's find a ring. Petrify, cooldown, Werebear, overpower. Finish just the brick ring I had on my pulverize, right? So we need res and vuln. And attack speed, I guess. .4 overcapped. Can we get more res? Nothing is rolled here, so we can put it on the pants. This makes it a lot easier. So let's go like attack speed, crit, vuln, rock. Wait, there's a wrong gem here. We have the DR gem. And this, we should have idle, right? Does killing Lilith give you any notable rewards? Yeah, first time you do it ever is a mount. And the first time you do it per season is a spark. So it's pretty good. Wow, do we have anything like this? Crit, attack speed, and vuln. I have this. It's actually kind of big ring. In fact, it's so big I don't really want to do it. Guess this might be something for a potential Spiritborn angle. It doesn't matter what difficulty. Here's the res. Dude, I have like so few rings that I have like 2 out of 3 of the stats. Crazy. I mean, this one other thing is kind of rare, but at least like crit and attack speed should be like not that hard to get on the same ring, man. Holy shit. It's all like life and attack speed, or life and crit. I think Spiritborn might have the easiest time with the event. I mean, evade is good and doesn't need much, but on the other hand, Some of the bosses on evade, dude. I don't know. I guess I need like a plan B for something like Andario, Lilith, and so on. Does Belaya have the best mythic drop rate? I think so, but I don't know the numbers. It's actually wild how many rings I have here, and I don't have the right one. That's crazy. I have no ring that has like attack speed and crit together. Well, one of those two with Vuln. Actually kind of wild. Pull Druid has to be the easiest. Yeah, Pull Druid should be pretty good in the event. But they do lose the Perdition Helm. Yeah, not really a good chests and stuff, but yeah. You have to... Actually, you can put a Perdition Helm anyway, but you're probably gonna go Shroud if you get it. Yeah, Pull Druid should be pretty good for the event for sure. You just need a weapon. Okay, this is a normal attack speed. So I think you're gonna try... And how much crit is this? 84, 92, 99. Okay, so we're kind of there. This is a GA crit though. There's something with willpower at least. Or we just keep this here.
Use it well.
There is magic in all things. Let me show you. Masterful work.
There is power in these stones.
There's a good one. My hammer sings on your return. More there than I thought.
It's a lot of attack speed loss. And 69%. Now we've had that ability and Rabid Bear. Sorry, 85 again. Okay. I did change the rune as well, I think. Did I roll the ring? I think I didn't. Yeah, whoops. Need to roll the life to Golden proc. What's the fastest way to level? You keep getting burned out of 30. The fastest way and very straightforward is just like Vessel of Fate campaign. You can do that in like 2 hours or so. And that's it. Nah, realistically it's a bit longer than that. It's like a speed run basically in 2 hours. But it's like not slow at least. And pretty foolproof, I guess. Oh, we got lucky. 58% chance. What's our gate here? Okay, so only 4 hits. Should proc pretty reliably. Oh. I think this feels pretty good. Yeah, we don't need the wolves. I think this is fine like this. We stun plenty anyway with the lucky hit we have from the Pain Gorges and the Earth Spike itself. Blocking our debuffs. We make them vulnerable properly. And we still spread Pain Gorges. I'm not sure, like, Pain Gorges doesn't seem like such an important tool here anyway. Legendary Glove with attack speed and Moonrise. We could like investigate how much is bugged with Pain Gorges on this class. But at least previously Pain Gorges was working pretty well with Crone stuff, and then Crone stuff has got bugged. Now, oof. But I guess I can try to get a bit of a feel at least. Let's try to get a good gut feel for how much does Pain Gorges actually do for us. The boss damage. Okay, this is pretty good. Phoenix Sun Rune is legit here. We're gonna do that. Did I put it already? Didn't even check the uptime on the boss now, but It's fine, I guess. Yo, Coco. Can you even see ground effects? Well, luckily they're playing Druid, you don't have to. You just tank them. Go on. It's a very busy visual build, yes. But some people like that. What do you guys think about it? Are we just cruising here for these 80 somethings? Katze, hello. Thank you for the 46 months. How have you been? What are you up to? That's the main build you've been running. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. I should try some bosses, but I mean, considering how we're blasting for these 85s here, we're gonna like destroy their bosses, I think. Like, no problem. We're traveling to Colonia. Oh, that's a month already. What are you up to there? Next festival. Okay, enjoy. Still easy peasy one stagger. But she's fat, so it's a pretty good boss. Actually kind of funny how fast I'm leveling this glyph. I get like almost 10 levels already on that glyph. Okay, I think this is it here. Ahuk-san. I didn't check the uptime now on the boss. I want to see this on the next boss now. Like, how's the Ahuk-san uptime? But he has a lot of all powers. All powers plus 50%, Quacks is plus 100%. But then you have to trigger Quacks somehow and they're using a basic skill, so it's kind of hard to really use Quacks reliably. At the very minimum, it would be annoying since I'd only have a way to like auto-trigger it. be honest, I don't think that the ping course really does that much, yeah. I wonder what happens if I just take off the ping orders and don't run a glove. Is Polarize good? Yeah, Polarize is very powerful. Polarize is boring. I don't know. It's kind of like a bit slow pace and stuff, but I like this, like, you know, positioning with the puddles. And it feels like, you know, just like a pow, you know. It feels really good. Try hardcore. And to be fair, Polarize doesn't get a lot more exciting on hardcore. The build is too tanky for that. Still 3-minute spawns here. Not bad. 87. And 1 stagger kill. Alright, so I got this. Let me delete this. Also power 3.3 and life 14k, this is fine. So how's the crit chance? We have 70.71. It's like 79, 87, 95. Yeah, so we hit it anyway. Okay, I'm kind of pleased with the setup. We don't need this, we can do... Okay, I'm not sure about the resources, so we have... How much is this? Let's calculate the resource. 58 times 0.9. So the difference here is 3.6. No, almost 3.1%. And the rank, how many ranks do we have? We have 28 ranks. So 2.7. Wow. Now the thing is that the ranks will be better when you have less of them, but resource is like the only place where we get it basically. Besides Paragon. And Free and Heart of the Wild. Can I actually take that? Where's Heart of the Wild? Here, +3 maximum. Okay, put like 3 more points in there. 9 maximum resource would be probably like 3.5% DPS as well or something, right? I think we said it's 3.1 for 8. Yeah, something like that. 3.3% DPS for 3 points though. Yikes. So it is a kind of shitty trade, and we can probably benefit more from just having more debilitating raw casts with more cooldown. I keep forgetting to check the uptime of my runes here on the boss. So let's see. So obviously at the start we don't get Xan at all. And now it goes up. Okay, Xan is like proccing all the time basically. And you see like these little bursts every like second, like phew. That's Xan. Okay, compared to Quax, Xan only has a 0.35 seconds uptime with a 1 second cooldown. Quax is permanent. So there's that as well. But I don't really see a good way of triggering it, that's the thing. Is there like some resistance that I don't have? No. We have to build a raw cooldown, and this would actually be Earthen Bulwark duration. When we have crowd control duration, that should be barrier generation, I guess. There's actually only one mythic in this thing. But unfortunately the mythic doesn't really have a good replacement. But on the other hand, it also doesn't really do anything special. It's just like stats and damage. Okay, 30 life, 20 damage. Can't overpower. Let's say I overpower a third of the time. It's a 20 and then a 33 multi. So that's 60. And here we have, meanwhile, 90 and more attack speed. So Bestial Rampage just from the damage buff is already 18%. We do gain boots, but not much to put there. And also, if you lose these boots, we lose more cap 2 attack speed, and there's not really a lot of ways to get it. We kind of want higher attack speed. So I think we just accept that we overcapped on attack speed. It makes it so that we don't really care about the shapeshifting here and the basic here. We just get like whatever rolls.
What's left, you ask?
88. We just spent 750 mil gold and 60 outside triplicate hider heads. Well, I mean, if you got it in the end for that cost, then you're pretty well off actually. That is like below average, I think. Usign and Tybalt's. Yeah, we get Tybalt's, which is nice. But on the other hand, we lose like potentially 7 skill ranks. So Tybalt's is at most a side grade there. But I can do Tybalt's, and then you get a lot of DR. And he's gonna be like giga tanky, I guess. Because you have the life from Usign. And you have the DR from Tybalt's, but you don't really get an offensive upgrade. And you do lose the attack speed, and you don't really want to give up attack speed. Attack speed is also defense. Because debilitating raw, you can press that basically on cooldown. And just keep it up on everything. So the only thing that is not getting affected by this are the pit shadow bosses. But everything else you can basically debuff with debilitating raw for 40% DR. So that kind of makes up for the Tybalt's, I would say. Although Tybalt's are a bit more consistent. And then you can run normal boots and put Hectic there, I guess. But yeah, on a basic build, Tybalt's is usually not really a thing. On Pulverize, you run Tybalt's. Yeah, this is not Pulv. Use the Tybalt's on the Lunging Strike Barb. Okay, at least Lunging Strike kind of double dips into the maximum resource, right? If you have that ability and you have Inradni. So there might be an angle there. Does this patch move the needle for any builds? Not really. It was just like a bunch of buffs to underperforming builds that will continue to underperform, but slightly less mostly. And then a random Pulv buff, cause why not? And they made Stormclaw worse, cause bugs. How many catches do you need for 1 to 60? I think it's 27. I'm using Shard of Erathiel. Does the buff on Wild Boots fall off because you're in Crazy Rage and not shapeshifting? Well, yes, but actually no. This is why we have the Bulwark rune. The Bulwark keeps it up. It counts as shifting out and shifting in again. This is Earthspike Druid. Why use Shard of Erathiel? Well, I recommend you read the effect, and then you'll understand, I think. How many cases per hour can you get ultimately? I mean, if you focus on mostly efficient whispers and you're willing to, like, you know, slow farm them basically, waiting for good whispers, I'd say a good timer for a turn in is like 4 or 5 minutes. Basically just doing the 5 favor objectives. You know, like a Blood Maiden here, a Whisper Dungeon there, a Pit, an Undercity, the PvP Whispers, a World Boss. So basically if you do these things, you can do some of them in like sub 2 minutes. So yeah, maybe 4 to 6 minutes is like a good timer for a turn in. A community event is linked in the description, but TLDR, hardcore SSF, very low progression caps, push as high as you can, kill bosses, create funny rip clips, goes from tomorrow until next Sunday. Always happens. Okay, yeah, I was trying to explain. So if you do like the good whisper objectives, a turn in is like 4 to 6 minutes on average, I think. You know, like Kura's Pit, 9 Dungeon, PvP, World Boss, all the, like the Blood Maiden, all these things, they go pretty fast and give you 5 Grim Favors. So that's usually what you do. This bit is so funny. There's a cash and a cash and it gives XP too. I'm not 100% sure if it does give XP, does it? It does, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Doing a bird sparky tune. Yeah, it's a pretty good way to get sparks if you just want to grind some alts. Take the whisper caches and boom, right? Oh, glyph 100. Dude, it took us like an hour or something to get a glyph from like, what was it? 87 to 100. That wasn't actually very long. What are you trying to craft right now, noobs? I don't know if we can do that. Is this build equal par with Polarize and tier? Nah. It's definitely a bit weaker than Polarize. And a bit slower. But it's definitely one of the better builds out there, I would say. It pushes like easily into the hundreds. You know, Evans, I was trying to explain earlier, these are all like random legendary items that you're looking for. So this doesn't really give any information about what you're looking for exactly. Thank you, yo. Glad you like the Spotify. There's a bit more pit here, I guess. We're actually 282 and a half. 283 is the halfway point to 300. So you're almost halfway. If you do like a few more runs, I'll be there. Nice. Yeah, it's the beast reward, guys. This is actually a Sorc. Don't you see?
Better than starting from nothing.
Yeah, this one is done, right? Do I want to do any other glyphs though? Do I actually care about any other glyphs? Not really, right? I mean, what else would I play on a Druid this season? I don't know. I mean, I can just go up for the rules and see how it slows down. You'll finally be 300, you're currently 299. Well, I guess there's a good chance you'll be 300 then. Yeah. Does the shapeshift cancel the vanishing werbeast buff? Not that I know. Because the Crazy Rage remains active, you know, you see that it's still going, you have the buff here, this is going, and so on. I guess it'll be an interesting thing to test. But I kind of doubt that it breaks the buff. It's just that normally Crazy Rage prevents you from shifting. And you do it anyway when you have the rune. But you're still in Crazy Rage, basically. Blizzard, you never know, that's true. I can ask Boiler or Danger if they've actually tested that. They might have. Damage looks like a dot. A little bit, yeah. I mean, we hit very fast, right? We have like, I don't know, 3-4 attacks per second or something. And then usually we double hit. Or even more. So it's like... It's like ticking down. 5 glyph upgrades. Okay. This is Earth Spike Druid, Holy Sandite. This is also why we use this weapon.
My hammer sings on your return. Hello, shining beauty.
How does it take for Tyrant Bane to kick in? Yeah, it stacks very slowly. And it's generally such a weak item that I have not really tested much of it. I know it caps at, I think, 1000 stacks. So you can get the maximum benefit of roughly times 4 damage or something. And I think it only gives you a stack when a dot fully ticks. So every half second basically you should get one, I think. So if that is true, then in order to, let's say, beat something like Scornful Light, which is at 20% all the time, we'd have to get up to a 40% bonus from Tyrant, so we'd need like 120 stacks. So yeah, like after 1 minute, you break even compared to Scornful Light, for example, if it works that way. Then it just gets better. But I'm not 100% sure if it actually does work that way. I know it's just on the Spiritborn, Tyrant Bane is pretty bad, because he constantly explodes your poisons with Noxious Resonance, and you barely get any stacks, basically. It does stack very slowly on the Spiritborn, but barely. I guess that's better for other classes. What is this? Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred. This is Earth Spike Druid. Nah, we're kind of done cooking. I think I'm not gonna change this setup. Minor Druid. This is on Maxroll, yeah. Still fast, man, 94. The hell, hand sanitizer? I hear that as well, sometimes some people that randomly like unsubscribed or subscribed to random channels or some shit. I'm not sure how that happens though. Maybe it's like some hiccups in the database or some shit. I do have a planner. Can add strict command actually. My bosses are getting slower now, but okay. Is Druid the best class this season in terms of top tier build variants? I would say, yeah, probably Druid has the most strong builds, yeah. I think that's kind of fair. I mean, Polv is kind of like noticeably better than the others. But there's a lot of like, I think like everything on Druid is like S and A tier basically. And then, I don't know, maybe there's like 1 or 2 builds in B or some shit. What are good builds for the challenge? I don't know. I didn't really think too hard about that. I mean, Polv is definitely gonna be good, because you have only one unique I care about. And I guess all of the Azure Wrath stuff is gonna suffer, because no Fist of Fate. But I guess you can still do like a... Fist of Fate and a Perdition or something and get away with like just like a hit tempers or some shit on your gear. So I think you can make Azure Wrath stuff work. What else? Hydra should be fine, I guess. I mean, you have the Ophidian and then... yeah, probably Shroud or something if you get it. Or a Perdition. I am using a basic skill. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Expels only. And if it's Necro, Mortar Crux only. Do I care more if I care? So I guess you do this. OGA X-Files Porg.
I forged more than horseshoes and nails. What'd you need?
Let's do a 97, I guess. So you're going to upgrade tiers from the 94. I guess we should probably pretty comfortably do 100. Look at this. Like we're still blasting these packs here in like 1 CC rotation. And the boss was like what? 1.5 minutes or so in 94. Dude, I should run Subu for this, I think, for a push. You have the res easily anyway. Would be kinda nice to see the dots. Okay, is it Blaster Shrine? Is it pumping? Don't really see the damage. Ah, a little bit, okay. Jewel Guardians join us. It's kinda interesting how they Giga nerfed these Jewel Guardians from PT Afterlife. They were like really dangerous and stuff. But now they're like squishy and do nothing to you, I feel. Seconds for the Jewel Guardians. Be fast. Actually kind of funny to push this right now. With the positioning and stuff. Where's my Jewel Guardians? Yeah, I feel like the Pain Crosses is not really adding much to the mix here. I wonder if I should just not run them. We're hitting too much, and I guess some multipliers don't work anyway. All it gives us is like some attack speed, so we have a normal glove anyway. No willpower or crit. I mean, the stun is kinda nice. And lots of skill ranks. Cooldown helps mildly. We savaged all your mythics, like trying to craft a GA All-Star Shroud. Ah, what about the life? Like life or All-Stars doesn't matter much, I think. Shit. I was wondering, like, where's my damage? Because they already ran out. Yeah, let's see, 6.5. It's a small boss, so I'm not sure if I'm multi-hitting him. Maybe. Nice rail. It's actually a good strat. Do we even have to get to achievement rank 1? Okay, it seems like a 3-minute kill or something. It's probably not really one of the best bosses, actually. Thanks, Atum. Split is our spike, busy. Don't know how to craft runes. Well, you can convert them here at a jeweler. But outside of that, you can't really get them besides drops. Which are mostly from lair bosses and Undercity. Okay, do we do 100 or something? Why not, I guess. You probably need like a pretty decent run. Boss is probably gonna be like 5 minutes-ish. But let's see. 100, let's go. So needs to hire someone to come up with clever names for the build. I mean, we could do many like weird, funny names and stuff for some builds, and occasionally we have builds that don't have the typical naming convention. But yeah, the problem is that, you know, you also need to give people information what is the build. And when I hear some build names, for example the Hawk Tour Sorc, then I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I rather call it Hydra Sorc, and everyone knows what it is. Maybe I should actually go for a better run as well as. Like, I'm not sure if I really want to start some LM Ice Cave. You got that? I wasn't aware it was called that. Yeah, it's just like some random example that I have in my head. I mean, there's like way worse examples where you really have no fucking clue what they mean. Like the Hawk Tour Sorc, you can at least make the connection, I get that. But yeah. But I don't know. Someone's gonna come around and call the Cataclysm Druid like the Thunder Blaster or some shit. And then, like, you know, what the fuck, you know? So, could be anything. And then, like, you know, do I want to give builds these weird names? Yeah, okay, they sound like cool and stuff, but no one has any idea what it is. And then they click it, and they see, oh, it's Cataclysm Druid, round 4. The same build from the last 3 seasons. Okay. You know, and then you just kind of like wasted everyone's time, right? It's gonna be a big pack here. We have some Dual Guardians coming as well. The thing is here, if I get a Grizzly Rage, you can just go back in seconds. think maybe at this point I should also go for the activation of champions. Because we're gonna kite into some champions now. Keep moving. Or at least get rid of like most of the pack. Also don't have execute as well as. Actually need to put execute in here. So it's will be pretty easy 100 actually if I do that. We don't need bottled wind very much. Yeah, it comes out, fuck. Ugh. I was just about to press Grizzly. We have 1 minute to clean this up, yeah? Any Jewel Guardians in chat? Being. What the fuck? It's been like 3.5 minutes almost. Yeah, we just kind of skipped one Jewel Guardian spawn, I'm not sure how. And one of them... Wait, what? One of them is gone. Oh, the barrier. Okay, I kind of have to hurry up and get a good boss, I guess. We might have like 4 minutes. Oh shit, the Jewel Guardians are here now. Okay, we need a bit more than this though. It's the mother, so... Okay. 100 is definitely easily doable, I guess. This was not really a great run. And I lost my Crystal Rage once too, so it cost me like 20 seconds or something.
Take my hammer.
And I guess I need to put in the Execute. Execute is... Wait, which one is that? Yeah, instead of Bottle Wind. Okay. Do we care about shifting powder? How much speed do we have? That's the only other speed buff, right? It's 24. So we're missing like 30% movement speed. That's kind of funny. The shapeshifting attack speed is actually completely pointless. I have like super overcapped. I could redo this.
More than horseshoes and nails.
Get more movement or heightened senses. I've got the ability. I mean, it does 0 damage, but sometimes it destroys Chilling Wind or Waller. This also does 0 damage, but it applies this, and potentially this. I mean, the reactive ooze is a kind of big thing, I guess, for many builds this season. It's just like infinite resource, basically, on most builds. It's kind of nice. So you'll feel that. But besides that, almost everything is kind of whatever, I feel. Yeah, sure, you get a bit of move speed and whatever, but... Try Vortex. Well... No. I think Vortex will be good enough for this. I mean, previously I was actually running Vortex on a PTR, but now we have 2 lines of spikes and it has better coverage. And I'm not sure how much I'm actually overlapping those lines on like a small target. But even if I can, I will probably not overlap on many targets because even the Vortex doesn't really, it clumps them, but not all exactly in the same spot. So realistically, I will still not really hit stuff more than I do. I just lose boss damage, and with boss damage, you succeed. I mean, this is 8 out of 12. This is 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. So I can definitely like get a bit more power here. This life roll could be the res roll. This res roll could be attack speed roll. That's fine, but it could be a lot more cast twice. I think it goes to 77, I think. Or something like that, or 60 something. I mean, Amulet is insane, okay. This is fine, this is fine. That's pretty good. This is kind of crappy. This is really good.
See some steel you need.
Not doing a good job setting those catalysts. Luckily, I don't have to, so it's fine. Masterwork boots. Yeah, I mean, I could get nothing, basically. It's just the R and movement speed if I get more heightened senses here. So the movement speed doesn't matter because I have cap anyway, as long as I run this. And I don't want to remove it. Yeah, whatever, so... Yeah, I mean, in a planner, even with like a GA movement, which I guess I should remove at this point, I should probably do this. But the GA movement is 45. And then you have 33. So you have 78. You're still getting like 11% total speed, basically. With shifting powder, even when you have the GA already. So just do this and be done with it. Now there's also speed here actually, so you can actually get it to 100. Yeah, okay. So I think that's also the idea. You do the GA. You also have the gem with 25, I forgot. So you can get there. I'm at 148 only. So it's 23. And then 25 from the gem, and that's it. But there's not really that much else you want to do here, that's the thing. You can do the size. So it hits more stuff to destroy wallers. But yeah, this doesn't matter for this. Doesn't matter for that. But it does matter for the execute, I guess. Yeah, it's really hard to get all this crit here. Gloves have no crit. Helm has no crit. So I kind of want to get the Seal of Power for the crit. But he could go with the crit there from Scythe Talons, then you can replace that gem. And then you have more freedom here. The question is, which other gem do we put? We already have Scornful. We have Idle. So there's not much left. We can't use any of the ultimate gems. So it needs to be one of those. I mean, you can take this for the R. Then this is just barrier. You don't want to do this. So you can just take Horadic Crest or something like 10 DR and do all res. But then we lack 20 attack speed, which is another problem. Yeah, right now we have exactly 101. So one way to do this would be to go Moonrise Glove. Then you get exactly that 20 attack speed, and then you can do this. And then you also have crit on a glove. And you easily hit 100%. You lose the stun. But we have stun here, right? Yeah, so it's fine. So that works, I guess. The question is just how good is Pain Gorgers? And honestly, it could very well be that a Moonrise Glove is just better. Because I don't really trust the Pain Gorgers very much. Moonrise is a 60% buff and 20 attack speed and some movement speed, so that caps that out as well. So it might just be better, even with the loss of the basic ranks. 10 ranks is... 27% loss. Or 37 gain. It's not that crazy. So depending on how little the Pain Gorgers does, which I think will be hard to see, but we can try. Would be nice if Catalyst was affected by CDR. Could do some funny stuff, I guess. Okay, I see some numbers on the right. I see like 13 billion, 12 billion, 14 billion. Let's press the debilitating roar. 15 billion. Okay. And now up there on the target army, just from the Pain Gorgers. I do see 10, 15 billion as well, actually. Okay. Is it vulnerable? Doesn't matter. 16 billion, okay. Seems like the Pain Gorger is doing some work here. Kind of because I have to keep up the vulnerable somehow. But yeah, the numbers on ping orders seem actually pretty even with the numbers I do myself, yeah. It's just less. You have a lot more numbers on, right? Imagine CD working with Catalyst and a Sorc 70 CDR. Yeah, not even that. I mean, what are you gonna do with all those Catalyst procs? They don't really do much. But maybe you could make like a funny build around it for T4 or something.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
Okay, let's see. Do we have like a glove for this? There's a polarized glove there. So we need a big attack speed. Do we even want crit? If you put a crit on this, then we can remove this gem, I guess. Like willpower, attack speed, crit, just like that. It's also this. Fist of Fate is also kind of legit, I guess. It gives you the wound proc built in, so you save a roll on the ring or something. Attack speed, crit, 50% affix. Not terrible, I think. Yeah, everything is like life and attack speed, but okay. I could just take this and try it. But yeah, I have this ring there and stuff. Ah, fuck it. Let's go.
Use it well. My hammer sings on your
So I don't have willpower, which I'm supposed to have now, so I'm gonna be a bit weaker than I should be. But let's see how it feels. Okay, my crit is 75. This is with the gem. I mean, I could just keep it, and we have like 7, 15, 20 something. So we have crit cap like this, basically. We just roll the willpower. I mean, you can do that instead of changing the gem. Let me keep it alive. It would be preferable to change the life to crit, remove the crit gem. Then we could also be more flexible with this. But fine. Let's just take this. F. Okay. How's the attack speed? 70. And then 90. So I keep this. Let's see if we notice like a difference. What lucky hits and ability to use Fist of Fate? Yeah, it's not really lucky hits, yeah, besides Ahu Xan, but it's very easy to keep up anyway. Even on bosses, I have it basically all the time. Shit, I have numbers on. Yeah, I kind of feel like Painkillers is worth. Even if it triggers like only, I don't know, a quarter of the time or something of my total number of hits, it seems to be doing roughly the same damage as my hits, so it's like a 25, 30 multi maybe or something like that. Let's try another one and turn off the numbers. Fist of Fate might be good. Yeah, we can try that too. But Fist of Fate is basically not really an upgrade over Moonrise anyway. So I can have the same stats as a Fist of Fate, especially if I don't care about lucky hit. But I can have an aspect that gives me 20% attack speed and 6% damage instead of just 50% damage and nothing. So Moonrise is definitely superior to Fist of Fate, yeah. Hi Dokkan. We got a new patch today. Another patch was like 2 days ago or something. Yesterday actually, yeah, because they messed something up. I guess realistically we would have to, you know, check exactly what is not properly working with Painkillers and then math it out, I guess. But gut feeling actually says Painkillers is definitely better. And it has the built-in extra cooldown, which is nice. Try Moonrise or Painkillers and Stormcloud was also worse. Was that before or after patch? What's the lowest roll on Rotten Nightbringer that's acceptable? 540, I'd say. Yeah, I'm falling behind here. This definitely seems worse than Painkillers. It's a good monster type. At least so far, it's like a decent run. I wouldn't go that far to actually call Snakes good, but it definitely feels weaker. And he's supposed to be stronger now because I changed my catalyst stuff. Let me out. This guy's zooming. Ugh. Now these guys arrive. How is it 2025 and there's no exit portal? What's that? Can target be hit by both Earthspike and Painkillers of Reverb. Yeah, so the way it should work is that you cast Earthspike, you get 2 lines, let's say both hit, you get 1 Painkiller proc. And if you get the cast twice... Oh, wait a minute, it's cast twice. Does cast twice work with Painkiller? It's not hit twice. So maybe that actually works. I'm not 100% sure about this. I guess I should try this actually to understand this better. I like this. It's decently fun. I think I preferred Polarized more, but if you enjoy this build or how it looks or something, it's a pretty decent build and nice simple playstyle.
That was fun.
Hi, Misha. Okay, where's the Pain Gorgers? Okay, I just need to check like how many numbers we're getting, not how big they are. And we need to somehow apply a vulnerable. I think I'm gonna take a Empiric Curse for that. So let's just override this, yeah, or what, something. Take a ring.
Take a chance, Swan.
It seems your prayers have been answered.
Spike or Petrify. 4GA Flash Render. Nice. I haven't tried a Flash Render build myself. It's a bit like kind of weird build. Alright, multiple. Let's remove this. I'm kinda stupid. I don't need the Cursed Touch. I don't need vulnerable at all. What we do need is Cursed Rage. So I always see exactly one number on Pain Gorgers. You see this? If you look at all the other target enemies, it's always exactly one number. So and sometimes I get 2, sometimes I get 3 on this guy down there where I'm shooting. So this means that the cast twice does not work for Pain Gorgers. You see, it's always 1. Even though sometimes I get 2, I get 3, sometimes I get 4 numbers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could have been that, you know, the cast twice counts as a second version of it, and then it procs Pain Gorgers again. Like, for example, on Stormclaw, you get multiple Pain Gorger procs, because you get the Claw, you get the Storm Strike, and you get the Claw Pain Gorger, and you get the Storm Strike Pain Gorger. And then you get the Storm Strike double hit. So you can get a lot of numbers there. And then, funny, you can get the Claw double cast. And that gives you everything again. So you can actually get 10 hits in one go with Stormclaw. It's kind of funny. What class will be playing at the event? That will be decided tomorrow with the spin the wheel. Hello, Tropic. This is Earth Spike, but yes.
See some steel you need.
So do I have this in the Discord actually? The Earth Spike? I think so, right? Yeah, it's there. Okay. So I think the planner is kind of complete now. I'm pretty happy with this. This planner also has 3.3k willpower, that's kind of nice. I have Nature's Reach here. Increase damage to distant and then more. Okay. Yeah, Nature's Reach is fine. I generally try to be distant. And it's decently tanky anyway. 14k life. So the only thing I would like to do here is, okay, first of all, how's this? This is fine, okay. So we just changed this. I mean, what is there to take? If we go with the other key passive, we can do Insatiable, but it's not that crazy, to be honest. I think that she just put like a normal chest, put Might Aspect or something. And that's probably about it. Yes, +2 skill ranks if you really want. And I mean, if you're progressing and you don't have like perfect masterworks and stuff, I guess the 2 ranks are actually not terrible. Then do like Will, Armor, Res, and be done with it. I'm gonna do Barrier and debilitating Raw cooldown maybe. Do I have the +4 maximum spirit here? I need that. What do we take out? I can avoid deleted stuff here actually. Okay. You're playing Rogue TB, do you stack wound damage or damage over time on dagger and crossbow? I think they have the same number, right? So if you're playing Poison TB, then it doesn't really matter. The song is from Scandroid. It's called Connection. I still do theory for Maxroll. Yeah, of course. I do write the guides. And I do lead the team. Yeah, 195 is bigger, so you go for that now. But I think this sounds like one of them is a GA. Yeah, sounds like I have a GA one, no? 195 plus Masterwork. What would I like? What would I least like it to be from the Spin the Wheel? I think I would least like Necromancer because I wasn't planning to play Necromancer this season. I don't really want to play any of the builds. So as long as I can avoid Necromancer, I would be kind of happy for the event. But okay. On the other hand, if it forces me to play Necromancer, at least I get to play all the classes, I guess. There's that, but I'm not really sure what kind of build I will do. I guess it'll be some minion build. Just go Golem. Pog. You're gone since season 7 and 8 in D3. Are you talking about D3 season 8? What the fuck? I thought you talked about like a few months. Because you're right now in season 9 here. Sad skeleton noises. Oh man. I'm totally getting Necro. We'll see. We'll see. I'm actually very excited for the event because it's finally like kind of some blasting to do again. Like right now I feel like, okay, I was testing some builds now and whatever, and you know, nothing really crazy going on, right? Oh, okay, some of those builds were pretty cool. I really enjoyed playing the Razor Wing, but unfortunately that was cut short a little bit. I also would have done that more. The Hydra stuff was cool. Some more evade. You know, I can slow them up and start blasting and, I don't know, grind more guns or something, but yeah, whatever. So at least like this event gives me like something to pursue again. After like 2 weeks of going ham here. I mean, there's like one more thing, which is like, I guess I'm gonna load up my Rake Balazan finally. Because I only played that very short. And I do have some good items now. So I have to do that. I'm gonna push like on 20 or something. I might do some Rake tomorrow. After this here. But yeah, I have some work to do, guys. So short stream, but tomorrow long stream, I guess. With Arkeys and MP, holy shit, that's a while ago. Yeah, I mean, I remember your topic. Just didn't realize it was that long. I want Necro, Konix wants Barb. Yeah, I feel like Barb is also gonna be a struggle. What are you gonna do actually on Barb? I think Barb is gonna be relatively weak in this. Because you can't really play the basic attack builds with only one unique. So I have to play like Earthquake, I guess, or some shit. Or maybe Mighty Throw. That sounds a bit yikes. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go, guys. So have a good one. Tomorrow's gonna be exciting though. We raided Maxroll last night, so I don't know. How about Viggy? Yeah. Let's do that. See you guys.